see a player who's getting a little bit better, no doubt. He's got a good sack total. I got you. But I see a player who kind of just jumps on a quarterback at the end and gets a sack.
Big Dash knows what?
So the funny thing is, I was just going to let this week go by smooth, no real trash talking. Obviously, we just came off of the victory against the Washington Commanders. We have the Jets now, the Snoopy Bowl, New York versus New York. I was just going to let it be. I was just going to let it be, enjoy the game, not a lot of trash talk. And then all of a sudden, outside interference. And it wasn't just the whole the fan network and the Carl Banks thing. It wasn't just that. It was also dealing with Jets fans. And I have some friends that are Jets fans. And I'm not talking about those people. So if you're listening and watching, I'm not talking about you. But there are a couple of Jets fans that had me sitting here like, yeah, I need to talk trash a little bit. Because yes, your defense is top. You have one of those top defenses. But you can't tell me that your confidence in Zach Wilson is this high. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. So this is going to be a preview of Week 8, the New York Giants versus the New York Jets. And what was going to be a nice and easy, smooth conversation preview of the game might turn to something else depending on how I'm feeling. And I'm not feeling that good right now because these guys, kind of got under my skin, kind of pissed me off a little bit. And I'll stay with it. Somebody told me that the New York Giants were going to get blown out. Like the Jets are going to blow out the New York Giants. And I'm sitting here like, okay, anything is possible on any given Sunday. But a blowout from the Jets that off, unless Tyrod Taylor throws 4 pick sixes, I can't see this game being a blowout. I can't see an explosion of offense coming from the Jets this week. I can't see it as long as Zach Wilson is back there, and as long as Wink Martindale is my DC, and the New York Giants are kind of firing on all cylinders when it comes to the defense. Now we're getting into that groove. You're going to tell me that the Jets are going to blow out the New York Giants? That's crazy to me. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. And again, I was going to be cool. I was going to be smooth about things, but no. And then we got Carl Banks defending Kayvon Thibodeau on the fan. These guys, one Jets fan, one Giants fan. You guys know the channel. You know the radio station. You guys know the host. You guys, if you follow the New York Giants, you probably already know what happened. A lot of content creators have spoken about that. I saw a video, Kid Blue put out a video discussing that whole interview debacle that went on, with Carl Banks. And here's the thing, for me, Carl Banks, you guys know Carl Banks is my favorite New York Giant. So when it comes to Carl Banks, I'm not taking any kind of slander, or I'm not taking any kind of people disrespecting Carl Banks at the end of the day. So when I saw that, I'm like, I didn't, even though you're a radio host, even though, you're there for entertainment, like you said, when you look, that's Carl Banks, 2-time Super Bowl champion, New York Giants legend. You're a New York Giants fan. Have a little bit more respect for that man. If he disagrees with what you're saying, that's fine. You don't hang up on the man. That's crazy. And I lose respect for that. And it's probably nothing else that man can do to have me, tune in. Outside of maybe Carl Banks is back on the show and you let him talk and get his point across and explain to you exactly what's going on. Now, understand, not everybody watches the All 22. Not everybody does that. I get that. Nobody has the time. Some people don't care. But if Carl Banks is telling you something and saying like, hey, you're pointing out what's wrong, which is a little bit, and not pointing out what he's doing well, especially this year, especially after this game. It's disingenuous and it's disrespectful in my opinion. But again, so the New York Giants versus the New York Jets in a game that I think is going to be close. I think it's going to be a close game. I think defensively, both teams should have a pretty good game defensively. I can't see the Giants running away with it on offense. I can't see the Jets running away with it on offense. So I'm just going to jump right into my prediction, my score. I have it as a tight game. A couple field goals will be involved, and I have it at 17-16. I'll tell you who I have winning the game. at the end of this video. But if you know my tone, you probably already know already. And you know what? I'm not going to wait. I have the New York Giants beating the New York Jets, period. If it's 17-16, fine. If it's 28-0, even better. If it's 10-7, I don't care. As long as the New York Giants beat the Jets in the Snoopy Bowl. In the Snoopy Bowl. And it's Giant Stadium. It's not even MetLife. You can't even call it Jet Life. It is Giant Stadium. Giant Stadium, you pay rent. And see, I didn't want to go there. But again, when I'm reading what I'm reading, and people are throwing the jabs out there like Zach Wilson is some type of Russell Wilson. You got the wrong Wilson. And even Russell Wilson ain't looking like Russell Wilson. So none of these Wilsons is looking like Wilsons nowadays. But anyway, obviously we got the injury news. Andrew Thomas is doubtful. I'm pretty sure that man ain't playing. We already know that Daniel Jones won't be playing. And I said it in the other video. I don't expect this man back for a couple of weeks. It's a nerve issue. Nerves are tricky. You can be good today, bad tomorrow. You can be bad for a couple of days, couple of months, whatever. When it comes to the nerve, you really don't know. You're at the mercy of that nerve. And I don't know what type of advice he's getting from his doctors. Should he shut it down for the rest of the season? That's a question. That's something that might have to come up. And if that is the case, then, you got the New York Giants led by Tyrod Taylor. And when it comes to Tyrod Taylor, what I saw in the first half of last week's game, I need to see that for 4 quarters. If we can do that type of work, then the New York Giants can win not just this game against the Jets, but the game against the Raiders as well. And again, I said it 2 weeks ago that I need us to go on the run. I need the next 3 games. So far, we got 1. We got 2 more to go. We got to handle business with the Jets, and then hopefully we can handle business against the Raiders. But again, this is a game about this week. So obviously, the Jets have a good defense. Both of their cornerbacks cleared concussion protocol. They will be playing on Sunday. And here's the thing. I like that because if the New York Giants win, we beat the Jets. I don't want it to be because the Jets had all these injuries. I want Sauce Gardner there. I want DJ Reed there. I want all of these. I wish it would have been Aaron Rodgers there too, because that would have meant even more. The anticipation going into the season before all the injury and all this debacle with the New York Giants season, prior to that happening, I wanted to see the matchup of New York. I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers. I wanted to see Daniel Jones, 8 versus 8, New York versus New York, and we didn't get a chance to see that. And now we really don't get a chance to see that because now we have 2 backup quarterbacks, starting in this game. But the crazy thing about that is also our backup quarterback arguably is playing better than our starting quarterback. And then Zach Wilson again is Zach Wilson. I don't think the Jets can protect Zach Wilson against this defensive line, especially the way Wink is calling plays the last couple of weeks, especially the way the guys on defense are gelling the last couple of weeks, the way these guys are playing, the way that we're getting these turnovers in bunches. We see it happening. Sacks in bunches. We see it happening. The Giants are hot right now. Also, the Jets are hot right now. They're coming off of a victory beating the Philadelphia Eagles. They're coming off of that victory. So when you think about it, are they riding too high coming in? Possibly so. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about that, oh yes, they did beat the Eagles. That has me think, okay, I see why these fans are talking so outrageously. They just beat the best team in the league. So maybe they got that type of confidence, but hopefully, and I know we're going to bring them back down to reality. Cue the Eminem music somewhere in this video. But again, I like what I'm seeing with our defense. I like the way that we're playing right now. I like the way the offense is responding to Tyrod Taylor. The blocking has become a little bit better. Some of that is because of what Tyrod Taylor is doing, able to get the ball out quickly, able to maneuver in the pocket, able to get out of bounds and throw the ball away to avoid sacks. He's able to do that. So he might be compensating for that offensive line. I don't think it's just a fantastic job that the offensive line is doing. We picked up a couple of people off of the streets, off of practice squads, and I can't just say that the offensive line is just playing better. They are looking better, but I do think that the quarterback has a lot to do with that as well, in the way Tyrod Taylor is playing. second half of that game against Washington, I don't know if it was Tyrod Taylor. I don't know if it was the play calling. I don't know if it was, being conservative, things like that. But we can't have that happen, this week. The Jets still have players. They have playmakers. Wide receiver room, stacked. Running back room, stacked. Tight end room, coming along. Conklin is coming along. Stringing a good game together. And for us, we're firing at all cylinders right now on defense, and we need to play complementary football. And if the New York Giants can stop the Jets and the offense can actually put points on the board, I think the New York Giants can absolutely beat the Jets, this weekend. And like I said, the best thing about this is we get to see it play out. We get to see it play out, and then the discussions after that will be the discussions after that. Whether it be the spaces, whether it be in the comment section down below, wherever that's going to happen, it's going to happen, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see. I need this game. I needed the last game. I need this game, and I'm going to need the next game too. And then after that, the Dallas game, I might be getting ahead of myself. We're going to need that one too. So we're going to need all these games, and we'll see what's happening. But right now, it's 1 week at a time, one game at a time. The New York Giants versus New York Jets. This is that preview. Do me a favor, if you've been rocking this long, listening, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Shout out to y'all. The channel is growing, and it's all because of you. So that's going to be the video. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.